Whether you're watching live or on replay, welcome to Thought of the Day. My name is Andrea Sampson, and I'm the CEO and founder of Talk Boutique and the Thought Leader Academy. And today's thought is asking for the support you really need. I was speaking with one of our members today at the Thought Leader Academy, and she was talking about her needs as a thought leader. Now, she's achieved a certain level of acclaim. She's a good speaker, she's comfortable in front of an audience. However, she still struggles a bit when she's developing her ideas into the stories and the narratives that she wants to take out to the world. And this is something I hear a lot of. In fact, the question that I get is, how do I get the many ideas that float around in my head refined down to an understandable and impactful message? Well, the answer to that is pretty easy. You don't do it alone. You do it with others. You see, when we work alone, we're in our own brain, and our brain holds a whole lot of information. And it's really hard to separate out what we know. But we often think that what we do is maybe technical or complex or difficult to explain. And we don't think that anyone could actually help us refine that. But that's just a story we're telling ourselves. Because you see, the reality is that if you have something that's complex or something that's technical or something that's difficult to understand, that's the very reason why you should ask for help. And the way to do this is to ask someone, perhaps a coach like me, to help you refine your idea. And here's what we do. So when I'm working with somebody on their core idea, the first thing that we do is we start getting it out of your head and onto a page. Now, that brainstorming can take sometimes an hour and sometimes days. It really depends on where you are in your thought leadership and your idea development. But what writing down, I'm listening to you, I'm asking you questions. And in that, I'm writing down content. I'm writing down what you're saying. And I'm putting it back together in a way that creates a sentence, what I call a core idea or a statement of purpose. And I'll say it back to you. And I'm saying it back to you with what it is that you've told me, your thoughts. They're not mine. Because, I probably have no background in what you do. I'm working right now with somebody in the area of quantum physics. And quite frankly, I know nothing about quantum physics, but we're refining her idea down. And in doing so, I'm saying it back to her in a much more simple way than she's saying it to me. And what happens about 90% of the time when I say, okay, here's what I think you just said, and I say it back to her or to anyone, about 90% of the time, the answer I get is, no, that's not what I meant at all. Well, what happened there? Is it because I wasn't listening? No, that's not it at all. It's because it's the first time they're hearing their own thoughts said outside of their own brain. Because you see, our brains are really tricky. What they like to do is they like to fill in all of the missing pieces of what we're thinking. So we may have a thought and we say it in a certain way, but our brain is actually giving us all the missing information so we understand what we're saying. But you see, your audience doesn't hear it with all of that support and help. And so when I'm saying something back to to my client or to whoever I'm working with, I don't have the benefit of that filling in the blanks either. And for the first time, the person I'm working with is hearing something said outside of their own brain, hearing something they're thinking said outside of their own brain. And that's powerful. As a thought leader coach, it's my job to be a mirror for my client, to help them hear themselves as their audience hears them. Now, I'm really good at this, something I do every day. But you don't always need to have a thought leader coach. Sometimes you just need somebody to help you refine your thinking. But it's key to write it down. You've got to get it outside of your head. Because in doing that, then you can get the help and support you need to tweak or reframe the way you're saying something, the way you're conveying it, and also the way you're showing up and communicating. Because it's not just what you're saying, but it's how you're saying it. All of these things come together so that your message and who you are and what you want to convey is all coming together authentically. Working with thought leaders is such a privilege and an honor. And I absolutely love being able to work with people to reflect back to them what they really know and what they're really offering to the world. You see, often what happens is they are so steeped in the work that they're doing that they forget the importance of what it is they're doing. And so, what I get to do, and the privilege of being the coach that I am, is that I get to see them and help them see themselves through the lens of their own potential and their own impact. I'd love to work with you and I'd love for you to get a taste of this. And, we're creating a community of aspiring thought leaders at the Thought Leader Academy. And we would absolutely love to welcome you. We've kept the doors of the Thought Leader Academy open for just a few more days. And if you're interested in getting a taste, why not come to one of our coaching sessions? Just click on the link below and you'll find out a little bit more. And if you are interested in coming to a coaching session, put coaching in the comments below. I'll reach out to you directly and we'll get you booked into one of our group coaching sessions that are coming up at the Thought Leader Academy. The reality is, we are a community of aspiring thought leaders who help you amplify who you are, your personal brand, build your community, and most importantly, develop and refine that core message of who you are and what you stand for. Building yourself as a thought leader is important. It is how you build your influence, how you make your impact, and even how you build your income over time. Make sure to check out the Thought Leader Academy. Our doors are still open, but that may not be the case for very long. And don't forget, follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube so that you don't miss any of my next thoughts of the day. Have a great one, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow.